Hello everybody, this is Josh Placer from GameWisdom.com. This is the part 2 of my Payday 2 New Players Guide. I'm going down the various skill trees and we're going to do this one with the Enforcer. The Enforcer is the most offensive class in Payday 2. This is the one that gets the biggest bonuses for using weapons, and you get to wear the biggest armor. As you can see, I'm wearing the improved Combine Tactical Fess. It's the heaviest armor in the game, and it's going to help you probably the most on Death Wish. But the Enforcer, as you can see, this is the one that will get you the most in terms of doing damage and basically being the guy in the front kicking ass, hopefully. First thing you get is the ammo bag. Basically lets you refill your ammo, basically. There's nothing else really to say. Ammo is, I believe, based on a numerical value of the bag, not on number of charges. For expert or super advanced players watching, they probably know the exact values, but for new players, all you need to know is that you can use the bag to refill your primary and secondary ammo, and as long as there's charges left, or as long as there's value left, it will refill. But once it's very close emptying out, if you use it, it may not fully restore your ammo. But obviously, the more ammo you get, the better. So let's go up these skill trees. First one, Oppressor. This one basically gives your weapons a greater chance at threatening enemies. When you threaten enemies, it will basically mean that enemies may dodge out of the way while you're shooting at them, and it should make it easier to dominate them, which we talked about in the previous video. Bulletstorm. This allows you to basically have infinite ammo for 5 seconds or 10 seconds ace as soon as you put down one of your ammo bags. Does not apply to grenade launchers, unfortunately. It's a very interesting skill. This is pretty much an emergency skill to use. You put it down, there's a lot of enemies, and you basically go hog wild with your guns for 5 or 10 seconds. If you're going to be offensively minded, it's a good skill to have. Transporter. This is one of those really useful skills. The basic one lets you move faster while carrying bags. Ace lets you throw bags a lot further. This allows you basically move bags a lot easier. You can even throw bags like up balconies or across gaps a lot easier this way. It's one of those gimme skills that pretty much everyone gets just because of how useful it is. And it's going to help you with any heist. Pretty much almost every heist in the game involves you carrying bags in one way or the other. Die Hard lets you use your primary weapon while you're bleeding out. Normally, once you run out of health, you'll have to switch to your secondary. This lets you use your primary. And the Ace increases your armor recovery rate, which means that when you're not taking damage, this will increase the speed that your armor will regenerate. Really good skill. I usually get them both. Underdog. Basic and advanced work whenever you're surrounded by 3 enemies or more. If you're surrounded at the basic level, you'll do 15% more damage. If you're surrounded at the ace level, you'll take 15% less damage. This goes with the Enforcer's MO of being the guy in the front, the one who's always in the thick of things. If you're going to do this, this is very important, especially if you're going to focus on using melee attacks. This will make you a little bit more survivable and will increase that damage nicely. Pumping Iron. This is primarily for if you're going to use melee weapons. As you can see, the basic increases the damage you do to non-special, and the ace lets you increase damage to special. If you're not going to be enforcer-minded or use your melee weapon offensively, this skill you don't really need. But if you are going to go that route, this is a requirement. Shotgun Impact improves stability of all shotguns and increases the damage. The Enforcer's main weapon are the shotguns, so if you are going to use them, this is a requirement. The amount of damage you'll increase by getting the skill is going to be really nice, and it can basically turn your shotgun into almost a one-hit kill on any enemy. Any non-special enemy. But it gets really close with the specials other than the bulldozers. stun resistance. This decreases the amount of time you'll be spent flashbang. Whenever you're hit by a flashbang, the screen will basically flash white, and you'll be unable to see for good like 5 or 6 seconds. This will decrease that time dramatically. As you can see, as it's fully ace, it will decrease it by 75%. When you're playing on Overkill and up and enemies like to flashbang you multiply, this is a great skill to have. It's not a requirement, I would say, but it's just a really great quality of life skill. It'll make your life a lot easier. Tough Guy reduces the camera shake while you're being damaged, which means it'll make it a lot easier for you to keep firing at an enemy if you're taking hits. And then the ace one increases the amount of health you have on the ground, which means that you'll be able to shoot enemies while you're incapacitated longer, while they're hitting you. I like to get the base one. It's really great if you're going to be using rifles or anything that you need to aim well with. Ace is okay, but it's not a requirement. Shotgun CQB, or a close quarters battle, I guess. It increases your shotgun reload speed and increases your shotgun steel sight speed. The basic one is another requirement if you're going to use shotguns. Shotguns notoriously have slow reload rates. A lot of them require you basically your guy putting the bullets in or the shells in one at a time. This works lovely to make it a lot quicker. And again, if you're going to use a shotgun, you want at least the basic. Ace, I don't really like it. Most of the time you're going to be using the shotgun through the hip, so this doesn't really help. Ammo Specialist increases the amount of ammo packs you can put down and the value. If you're going to be really going all in with the Enforcer tree, this is great to have. I usually get the basic one just because I specialize with a lot of the other skill trees as well. But this is still really good, and it can help your party survive a lot longer. Berserker. This is a special skill. Basically, when your health gets 25% or less, you'll do 250% more damage with melee and saw. At the ace level, you'll do 100% more damage with ranged weapons. Does not apply to grenade launchers, and will negate regeneration effects. So certain skills that will regenerate health, either those that you take or that your party members take, this will negate that. This is going to probably be a little argumentative, but I don't really like to take this skill. The problem I have with it is that if you're playing on Death Wish, where the enemies do a lot of damage, you're going to eat up your armor very easily. And being 25% health or less means that you're a very good target to be taken down. I tried making use of this, and it just didn't work for me. It may work for you or for other expert players, but for me, I typically don't like to play this way. Hard Boil increases the shotgun accuracy while firing from the hip, and increases the weapon accuracy of all your weapons at the ace. A good skill to have. Shotguns, and at least the previous incarnation, I don't know what they're like with the weapon rebalance. The less accuracy they have, the better, because it spreads the shells out more, which means that you can hit more enemies with it. But it's an okay skill, I suppose. Fully Loaded increases your ammo capacity and your ammo pickup rate. Really great skill to have if you're going to be an enforcer, because you are going to be on the front lines and you want to have as much ammo as possible. As you can see, it doesn't work with custom shotgun ammo, unfortunately, but if you're going to use other weapons, this can help, at least the basic level. Portable Saw. This lets you use the over 9,000 portable saw. The saw is used to saw open doors, certain safety deposit boxes, and other things. It's a useful item. It doesn't do too much damage in terms of melee, at least not until you get some more bonuses in it. But this can be great to have if you want to quickly get through certain levels. But that it is specific based on the heists themselves. So some heists you won't even need to bring the saw. Carbon Blade, it basically makes it more efficient. You basically need to take portable saw in order to get Carbon Blade. Saw efficiency means that you'll be able to use the saw longer without having to replace the blade, and attacking enemies means that it'll basically wear it down 50% less, and the saw is an additional 20% more effective. Again, if you're not going to use a saw, you don't need to take this, but if you are going to go all in on the saw, not bad. And as you can see, this also means that the portable saw becomes a secondary weapon, so you can still have a pretty powerful primary. Iron Man. Basic level lets you take the improved Combine Tactical Vest, which is the heaviest armor in the game. Ace lets you melee shields, so you can just knock them back and then kill them, and you can run and shoot from the hip. Basic level is a gimme if you're going to be the Enforcer. Again, as an Enforcer, you're going to rely on your heavy armor to hopefully survive, and you're going to need that to take on Death Wish, because enemies do increase damage at that level. Ace, before all the new weapons, it was a good thing to have, but now with explosive rounds and grenades and rocket launchers and all that, it's not really that useful. And shooting from the hip while sprinting, it's alright, but it's not the best skill to have, because while you're running, you're going to be hard to shoot to begin with. I'm sorry, it's going to be hard to shoot at enemies to begin with. So, I don't typically take the Ace version. And then, lastly, Overkill. This is a really good skill and really rounds out the Enforcer trait. As you can see, if you kill him using a shotgun, you'll receive a 75% damage bonus for 5 seconds. At the Ace level, it will apply to every weapon, but you must still use a shotgun or the saw to activate it. This can be really great with the Enforcer, especially if you're going all shotgun, or if you have a shotgun as a secondary. This lets you basically kill a weak enemy with the shotgun, get that bonus, and then use your primary to do a lot of damage. When I was using this with a full shotgun build, it was letting me take on bulldozers really easily. I would kill a weaker enemy with a shotgun and then spend 5 seconds with that damage bonus. And shotguns used to have some of the higher attacks. Again, with the weapon rebalance, it's kind of messed that up a little bit. But this can still be great to have. So, to recap the skills and which ones you should focus on, Transporter, definitely. If you're going to be using melee, Pumping Iron is a must. Die Hard and Underdog are alright. Sun Resistance is great as a quality of life, but not vital. And again, if you're going to be using shotguns, these two are must-haves. This one is just okay. Iron Man, again, basic is a requirement if you're going to be an Enforcer. Fully loaded is great. And then Overkill is good, but you really do have to be all in with shotguns to really get the most out of it, or having a shotgun as a secondary, such as the Judge. And I think that will do it. Oh, and of course, if you're going to use the saw, you want to get these two. If you don't want to use the saw, then just ignore them. So, that will do it for the Enforcer. Next up, we'll talk Technician in an upcoming video. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. It will help me out a lot. And of course, everyone, please check out game-wisdom.com for posts and podcasts relating to game design and the industry. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys again real soon.